Hi everybody, welcome to this drawing video for Ravensbourne University. Today we're going to learn how to do a Loomis head. The Loomis head was created by Andrew Loomis, who did a series of really wonderful drawing books, kind of like easy, like how to draw. One of his most famous is called Fun with a Pencil. And he starts to talk about how to draw the head. And if you've seen the previous videos, I did a series on how to do just very simple heads using a circle. But the Loomis head is slightly more complicated. Well, it's not more complicated, but it's designed to help people draw more complicated heads, more anatomically correct heads, through these kind of series of steps. Now, the first thing, so a Loomis head looks like this. But the first thing that you need to get your head around, excuse the pun, is that for Loomis, to draw a Loomis head, you must first understand that when you draw the cranium, which is normally done through a very simple circle, you need to cut the sides off. So I'll demonstrate this. When I'm looking at the camera, my cranium, or everybody's cranium, isn't a perfect circle. There's always these sort of sides off of the cranium that he indicates here through this drawing of a knife cutting through the circle. Now, depending on where you position your head, you'll have to kind of make those cuts. So if it's kind of, if it's directly, if the head that's looking directly at you, then the cuts will be kind of quite extreme. But then if it's at the side, it'll normally kind of be this oval shape, which we will demonstrate now. So the first stage to this, to create a Loomis head, is to simply draw a circle. And we're going to use these dividing lines to indicate where our head is. So, for example, if I was to draw like a nose here, and some eyes here, because of where the brow and the eye line is, we can see that the head will be kind of looking to the left. To keep this easy, why don't you just follow what I'm doing here? So first of all, draw a circle, and then you want to draw a middle line and a brow line indicating kind of where the head is looking. Once you have done that, you want to go ahead and draw the oval, that kind of slice of the cranium, at around 2/3 the size of a normal circle, of the circle, sorry. And to figure that out, simply draw a line on the side that's sort of the height of your circle, draw a line in the middle, and then figure what that middle line and the top line is, what 1/3 of that is, and then do the same with the bottom, figuring out what 1/3 of that is. And you should see that your oval is around that size, or that height being 2/3 of the size of your circle. If I can do that, you can do that, I promise you. Then the next stage, where are we? There we are. So using the bottom of your oval as a guide, draw a line around the circle indicating a new line, which we're going to call the nose line. So here's the bottom of our oval. Sorry, I'm using layers on Procreate at the moment. It doesn't like it when you haven't selected a layer and then you start drawing, it tells you off. So we have the bottom of our oval here, and we're going to draw another line. As you can see, there's a line here. That's our brow line. I'm going to draw another line that kind of goes across the circle here, as like that. Okay, and that we're going to call our nose line. And then using the distance between the brow line and the nose line, we're going to double that again using that distance to create a little marker which will become our jawline. So a little marker for the jaw. So we've got a brow line, nose line, and then you've got an indicator or a little marker for where the jaw will start. Okay. Then once you've done that, you want to create a line starting at the brow and ending at that marker we made for the jaw. So we're kind of creating this extension from our cranium, as you can see here. Okay, so that, as we are indicating the kind of side of the face there. And then to finish off, we want to make this line that kind of starts here. So we draw our jaw. We want to draw this sort of line that kind of finishes halfway on the oval. So if you get on your oval and you draw it kind of crossover like that, and you find that center line, you want to join your jaw up with that oval using that center line in the oval as an indicator, which I've done there. Okay. And then we're nearly there. So this last one of the last slides is to finish with then we want to finish by establishing the cheek line by drawing a curved line from the center of our oval here all the way down to our jawline, like so. And that's really going to accentuate the side of the face, and it's a really important thing to do. And then we're going to simply finish off by drawing our neck. So the back of the neck is going to roughly start at the back of the oval and kind of come around like that. Okay, and then hopefully once you've done that, and if you've done that right, you should have what looks like a Loomis head. I've drawn one here. Now we're not going to go into drawing noses and eyes and putting a detail on, but even with this rough Loomis head, you can kind of imagine where things go. So you've got all of those dividing lines. You've got the middle line and the brow line right about here, and that's kind of where your nose would probably start and finish at that nose line. So you can imagine that, you know, you'd have a nose around there. And then using that brow line, you put your brows in. Okay, I'm not going to finish this off, but then you'd have the ear starting from the divisional point in your oval, coming down about here, etc., etc. Mouth, and then you'd have the top of the hairline there. So we'll get into that a bit later, but for now, what I'd like you to do is try and draw this Loomis head, and then try and be experimental and try and draw other Loomis heads in different positions. And then as we move forwards, we'll learn how to kind of add a little bit more detail to our Loomis head. But if you can learn this simple structure of this Loomis head, it'll change the way that you draw heads. So have a go at that and enjoy yourself, and I'll see you soon. Goodbye.